The three areas of APA conventions are formatting, citations and referencing, and writing style. This guide will look at how you can improve your writing style. Scholarly language is how academics make sure that their ideas are communicated effectively. A well-written paper balances flow with conciseness and clarity. This means that ideas are presented in a straightforward way. They are to the point and they are in a logical order. The sentences use transition words to help them flow together. They're written using the least amount of words as possible, while making sure that your idea can be understood precisely. Scholarly language is a skill that you will continue to develop throughout your academic life. Each type of paper will have a logical order. For example, all essays require an introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. The introductions follows a three-part order: hook, transition sentences, and thesis statement. The body paragraphs have an order: topic sentence, illustration sentences, and an explanation. And the conclusion follows an order: answer, summary, significance. Other types of essays, or other types of assignments, besides research essays, that you may need to write include reflections, annotated bibliographies, lit reviews, research proposals, and reports. All of these have different expectations on how and where information is presented. In a sentence that contains a list, such as this one, I like apples, oranges, and bananas, if each item in the list comes from the same grammatical category, such as apples, oranges, and bananas, which are all nouns, the reader can effortlessly absorb the information without slowing down. A common mistake is to mix up nouns and verbs. Check out this sentence. For dinner, we like salad and to grill hot dogs. Here, the noun salad is being mixed up or being listed with the verb grill. A better way to write this sentence would be, for dinner, we like to prepare salad and grill hot dogs, to make it two verbs. Another common error is to mix up the verb forms. Check out this example. I like hiking, swimming, and to eat ice cream sandwiches. Here we've got ing, and a to. We can rewrite this sentence to be more consistent. I like hiking, swimming, eating ice cream sandwiches. Most sentences you write are naturally active sentences. They look like this. John ate the pizza. Here, the subject is John, and it comes before the verb ate. APA recommends that you mostly rely on active sentences because they are direct, clear, and concise. Don't be afraid of using I. Here's an example. In this section, I will address. A passive sentence puts the subject first. It looks like this. The pizza was eaten by John. Here we have the object, the pizza, followed by the verb, was eaten, and finally the subject, by John. In a passive sentence, you don't even need to put the subject for it to make sense. For example, the pizza was eaten. A passive sentence puts the focus on the subject, so there may be the odd time when a passive sentence is the right choice. Here's an example. The test samples were promptly refrigerated. In this case, the fact that the samples were refrigerated is most important. The reader doesn't need to know who refrigerated them. The most important thing to remember is not to overuse the passive voice. Pronouns are words such as he, she, or they that refer to people by replacing their names. APA 7 now recognizes that he and she are not sufficient to describe the genders of all people, because not all people are either male or female. So the phrase his or her does not cover the full range of persons. They, them, or their are now accepted as alternatives. For example, someone left his coat in the classroom. It's not correct. Someone left his or her coat behind in the classroom. Is now still not correct. Someone left their coat behind in the classroom is the correct alternative. This also works with other forms of pronouns. For example, when you see the doctor, be sure to tell them about your heart palpitations. And if a student arrives late, they will be marked absent. Tone is how the reader's feelings come through in their writing. It is the writer's voice. It is what the reader might perceive as the writer's feelings, attitude, bias, or personality. As a scholarly writer, you should write as an objective social scientist. You present without showing your feelings about what you are writing about. This means everything you say must be unbiased and supported by evidence. To do this, you should avoid words such as a little or definitely, as in I definitely recommend Edmund's book. Emotional language, such as it's heartbreaking that so many are starving. Inflammatory language, such as Smith's study was terrible. Oversweeping adjectives, such as it is obvious that Anderson's claim was incorrect. Really or clearly, the concept of emotional intelligence is really important. And you should avoid broad generalizations, such as always and never. For example, the sand people are always joking, playing, and dancing about. In common writing, it is normal to shorten a word by using contractions. Contractions should be avoided because they give your paper an informal tone. Instead of writing, I'd like to visit Paris, expand it to its full form. I would like to visit Paris. Slang words should also be avoided in formal writing. Here are some common slang words that should be avoided. Zombie nouns. These are nouns that contain within them shorter verbs, adjectives, or other nouns. They look like acceptability, intensity, slowness, opposition, preparation, tendency, and analysis. They can make your writing more abstract than it needs to be. Helen Sword termed them zombie nouns because they cannibalize active verbs, suck the lifeblood out of adjectives, and substitute abstract entities for human beings. Take a look at this zombie sentence. Clark gives an analysis of the issue of global warming. A more direct way to write this sentence would be, Clark analyzes the issue of global warming. Here's another example. The college issued an announcement that face coverings must be worn. This could be written much more directly. The college announced that face coverings must be worn. So why does English have these words, you might ask? Well, zombie nouns can help your writing when you want to refer to something a second time in the following sentence. Here's an example. The Olympic Committee cancelled the 2020 Summer Olympic Games. The cancellation was not unexpected. Here, the zombie noun cancellation works perfectly in the second sentence. As you edit your paper, watch for words containing endings such as these. These could be zombie nouns that need to be avoided.